Hello? Hello? I hope you can see me. I hope you can hear me. I certainly do. Impromptu stream, ladies and gentlemen. This one's an impromptu, and I'm hoping it's all going to work the way it's supposed to. Peter, can you see me okay and can you hear me okay? You can hear me voice okay? Hi Nigel, can you all see me and well, I know you can see me, but I'm just checking that you can hear me, yeah? There's a long delay because of the way things are set up, so if I ask a question, it takes a long time to get to you, so I guess I could check on the phone here, couldn't I? Loud and clear, right. Okay. I could check on the phone here. Yes, right, got it working. That's great, okay. Had a few trials and errors yesterday because of various things that I needed to do in order to make this great Nigel, great Peter. About 10 years ago, I was doing a series of podcasts called Song Surgery, and they were audio only, and what they comprised is of me sitting in front of the computer as I am now and going through the construction of songs, and I think they were quite interesting. People liked them, but podcasts explaining things just with audio was good. I mean, it had its purpose. But now, ladies and gentlemen, with the incredible progress in technology, I can now actually show you how this all works as well. I hope that's interesting, and I hope you're gonna stick with me. So I have this song here. This song is called Light, and it's the title track of the album, Light. Hi Boguslaw. Hi Boguslaw. Welcome. So fingers crossed this is all going to work. If it doesn't, this is the first time I've ever done this stream. I did some experiments yesterday and the sound wasn't working, and I knew the sound wasn't working when the sound wasn't working, but I was experimenting with it. So here's the song. Okay. Let's start with Jim's drums. Okay. Let's start with Jim's drums. Jim Drummond. Now, these drums were recorded once again in the guest house. And Jim's just such a good drummer. He's such an all-round great drummer. Let's have a listen to what he plays. Yeah, he's great. So it's Jim playing drums and it's Kenny playing bass, and more volume on the track. Let's see what we can do. More volume on the track. Be this one. Okay.
Forget the world that you see on the outside and find a world that is hidden within.
Better.
You have my word that there isn't a downside. Right here and now is the place to begin. Turn a light on inside.
Okay, is that better? I hope the drums are louder. So when I arrived with when I arrived with Jim and Kenny to do this song, I kind of had this bass riff. It was a guitar riff actually, and the idea for the groove, and da 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 was all I had. Okay.
World that is hidden within.
Okay, so let's mute the vocal and see what we've got here. Now, here comes the chorus, or the bridge, I guess you could say. So I wanted like a Beatles 12 string. So it's just multi-track guitars. I think 3 guitars playing the same thing. Now, also, let's point this out right here and now. The keyboards on this track are from a guy called John Bundrick. John Bundrick was with The Who for 30 years. And I'll tell you something about John Bundrick. And this is not about name dropping or any of that bullshit. But the reason Rab has played for John Martin, Bob Marley and the Wailers, and The Who, and every solo Pete Townsend album he ever made, is because Rabbit comes up with ideas on the keyboards that he sent me stuff for this track and all the other tracks that Rab played on. He sent me stuff for this that I would never have thought to ask him to play. It's a remarkable thing. And also, let me say that this is a real Hammond B3. This is not a synthesizer. Now, I use a synthesized simulator of a Hammond all the time, and it's very effective. But this is Rab with his B3 and his Leslie cabinet. He's got his Leslie cabinet out in the garage, I think he said. Listen to the sound of this. You hear the difference between a synthesized simulation and the real thing. Listen, here it comes, and he's the master. He's the man. Now, can you still see me and can you still hear me, ladies and gentlemen? Please tell me that you can still see me and you can still hear me and that I'm not talking to nothing and nobody. Lovely Hammond, yeah. Yeah, Rab's the king. So, basically, so you've got that part comes up to, that's the first bridge out of the first verse, and we're going into the second verse. Now, at this point, I introduced this. I introduced this guitar here. Yeah. I know the audio's clicking, by the way. I know there's some little clicks in the audio. I'm aware of that. Okay, so when I recorded this track, I'd just finished working with a guitar player from Los Angeles called Randy Jacobs, and he inspired this guitar part completely. Such a funky player. So we're going back into the original riff, but I've added this riff, this funk riff thing. Okay, so we're into the second verse. We've got that funky guitar thing, and we added the organ to the second verse because the thing is, yeah, the thing is that as a song progresses, things need to be added and added and added because you're kind of getting to that midpoint of the song about half of the way, 2/3 of the way in, where the song's going to hit the top, and then it's going to level out, and then it's going to fade. So you're always adding things, you know. You're always adding things. So here comes the organ, okay. With another guitar playing chops. Check, check, yeah. Now, John Rab Bundrick. This is the thing about Rab, right? He absolutely shocked me every time he sent me a new part for a song, because he just say, oh, I've tried this, I thought of this, and he would just come up with stuff that was so good. So let me see, where are we? Okay, so he brings this piano part in. Listen to this kind of piano. Let's just talk about Rabbit. So, the organ with the piano. Okay, so this is Rab. He's so good. Okay, let's hear that. Let's hear that with the vocals in.
And so I stand in the light once again. Turn a light on inside my head. I changed my mind, I changed myself.
Okay, so if we listen to that first. Okay, so on the first change, there's no piano, and there's a secondary vocal thing that comes in on the second change, and the piano comes in on the second change. Okay, so let's hear the first one. So yeah, the lyrics, turn a light on inside my head, I changed myself, I changed myself. Change my mind, I change my mind, I change myself. Turn a light on inside my head, I change my mind, I change myself. It's about what you think being, creating your external reality. Blaming the outside world for being at fault when it's actually
a place to begin. Turn a light on inside my head. I changed my mind, I changed myself.
Okay, so with the song, with the band. Okay, so let's listen to the second chorus because okay, so the first one there's no harmony. Okay, listen.
Turn a light on inside my head.
Okay, and then the second one you got the harmony.
Turn a light on inside my head.
With this question answer thing.
Turn a light on inside my head. I changed my mind, I changed myself.
So you've got, in the second chorus, you've got the addition of the piano, you've got the addition of the vocal harmony, and you've got the addition of the this is all my vocal, by the way. So let's hear that whole thing. Okay, so now we've reached the center of the song. We're in the center of the song, okay. And I bring in these new guitars. It's a new sound, kids. It's a whole new sound, kids. Let's isolate them. Let's listen. These two Les Pauls. This is the riff. I'll tell you, I had this riff for years and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And then, you know, is it a riff for a song? And it ended up being a middle eight riff, and I kind of think it's maybe too good a riff to just be used in a middle eight, but maybe, you know, maybe I can reuse it somewhere. So you've had kind of driven, clean, funky Telecaster. Now we're going to driven Les Pauls, so we're going to a whole new part of the song. So with the whole new part of the song, we've got a whole new sound, which is the driven Les Pauls, like this. So let's hear how that riff sounds with the drums and the organ and the bass. Ah, the real Hammond B3. Oh, listen to that Leslie cabinet spin. I hope you listen. I hope you're listening on. I hope you're listening on good speakers. Come on. Yeah, I'll tell you what, you can't beat the sound of the real Hammond. So what that is the vocals are. Oh dear, here we go. I've been learning again to play step by step, and it starts today. Guaranteed, take your blues away. I'll start over again. So let's hear the two vocals together. I've been learning again to play step by step, and it starts today. No remorse and no one to blame, so I'll start over again. Yeah, okay. The harmony to that is this. Struggling to get the high ones. Oof. No remorse and no one to blame. I start over again. Those two notes. I start over again. The gen of again. I'll start over again. Listen to the way the two of them together. They sort of sound like they're clashing, but it's part of a chord. I start over again. But if you listen to it with the main part in, I'll start over again. Yes, I like that. Should you hear it again? I'll start over again. Yeah, very Beatlesy. Let's hear it with the whole track. I've been learning again to play step by step, and it starts today. No remorse and no one to blame, so I'll start over again. I've been learning again to play step by step, and it starts today. Guaranteed, take your blues away. I'll start over again. Okay, I need you to bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I've just got there's a bit of software gone awry here, and I didn't fix it before we came on air. Just give us a moment here. You can hear me mess about with the amplitude actually. Okay. Whoa! Okay. Okay, back to Rabbit for a moment. Listen, he follows the bass line every other time on the organ. Listen. Then he stops, you see. 2, 3, and. Okay, so halfway through the solo, you see, if you listen to a Bee Gees record, or a Carpenters record, or an ABBA record, or an Eagles record, or a Steely Dan record, or a Frank Zappa record, there's always something happening. Okay, there's always something happening. Now, adding something is a great way of bringing change. However subtle it is, the listener recognizes that something's happened, so it's changing, it's a progression. So what happens halfway through this solo? I'm going to tell you. A wah-wah pedal guitar comes in, and it sounds like this. It sounds like this. Okay, let's listen to it with the groove, with the solo out. Let's just mute the solo, where's the solo gone? They say got so much stuff going on in this fucking song. But the tambourine also comes in on the snare. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 2 and 4, tambourine. Okay, so we'll go to the solo. So here's the story. We've had the intro, we've had the first verse, we've had the change, we've had the second verse, we've had the change again with the added keyboards and the added vocal harmonies, and then we've gone into that middle bit where the distorted Les Pauls come in, and then we go to the solo. So what happens when we go to the solo is we have a key change. We have a key change because it's almost like we've finished with everything. The song's almost, it's not finished, but we've kind of, everything that's going to happen in the song, except for the guitar solo, is happened. It's done. So we're going to the guitar solo. We have a key change. So just at the end of the guitar solo there, that da do da da do da, there's a harmony comes in. Is everybody still enjoying what I'm doing here, or have you all gone home to bed? Yes, all the guitar parts were done with Amplitude, Nigel. 100%. 100%. Are you still enjoying the show, ladies and gentlemen? Indeed. Okay. Right. Can I just point something out here? These lyrics, I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Right. I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm an alcoholic. Okay. I haven't drank for 23 and a half years, almost 24 years. I go to regular Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, and I don't give a fuck who knows, and I don't give a fuck who cares, right? So this, everything that I'm doing and everything that I've done is a direct result of me stopping drinking, right? I can't put too fine a point on it. Okay, so this middle 8 bit, this part in the middle here, I've been learning a game to play. I've been learning a brand new game, step by step, and it starts today. No remorse and no one to blame. I'll start over again. Okay, so that's about the recognition of my alcoholism. Well, come on, recognize. I knew I was an alcoholic from the age of 16, right? Oh yeah, I was drinking to blackout as a young teenager on many occasions. I was lost. There's reasons for that, and I might talk about it in the Christmas special. For your Christmas stocking. Put it in your Christmas stocking. I'll tell you a story with a lovely warm ending. So I've been learning a brand new game. I've been learning a game to play. Step by step, you see, in Alcoholics Anonymous, there's the 12 steps of recovery. No remorse and no one to blame. That lyric there, no remorse and no one to blame. That's, I don't blame anybody for the state that I got into, and I don't have any remorse for it, because you see, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can't do better until you know better. And if you don't know better, you can't do better. If you know better and you don't do better, then you're in trouble. Then you are in trouble. Okay? If you don't know better, you won't do any better. And I didn't know any better. And I didn't do any better. Right. But now I know better. I'm doing better. So there's no remorse. And there's no one to blame. Not even myself. Right? So let's listen to that whole part. I changed my mind, I changed myself. You see, you change the way you think, everything changes. If you change the way you think, you can change anything. Because anything and everything is a result of your own thinking.
I've been learning again to play step by step, and it starts today. No remorse and no one to blame, so I'll start over again. I've been learning again to play step by step, and it starts today. Guarantee take the blues away. I'll start over again.
Okay. Now, everybody happy? Yeah, Nigel, it destroys most. That's the truth of it. The New York office reckons about 95% alcoholics die of alcohol-related diseases or issues like house fires, car crashes, heart attacks, or alcohol poisoning, or fights, or punches, or knife attacks, or shootings. You know, I mean, statistics aren't great. But, you know, hi Lee, how you doing, kidda? I'm showing you the secrets, Lee. I'm showing you the secrets of, I'm showing you the secrets of the magic box. Okay, so we've had the bridge, we've had the song's kind of now coming to the end. We're coming to the fade out. And I thought to myself, what can I do that is going to keep it interesting rather than just repeating? So what I did was, I kind of put this filter, I kind of went into La La Land with it a little bit. And let's have a listen. Let's see what's happening. Oh, here's Rob with the organ. Okay, let's just talk about that a little bit. So, turn a light on inside my head. Okay, so the way I did this was, I'll solo the vocals. Okay, so the first time is the original melody, and the second time is the harmony without the original melody. And I put it through a filter, so it sounds like it's coming down a telephone. Sounds like this here. Turn a light on inside my head. And then the harmony. I changed my mind, I changed myself. This time's the harmony. Turn a light on inside my head. And then all of it, the two of them together. I changed my mind, I changed myself. What I also did at this point was, if you remember, if we just go back to the vocals here, you know, the bit that la 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 la. I lost my mind when I came to my senses. I changed my mind. Just that that part there. What part where? That part there. This. Okay, what did I do? I'll tell you what I did. I'll tell you what I did. At that point, when the, where is it? There it is. At that point, when the vocals go into that kind of telephone thing, I did it on a synth. Sounds like this here. Yeah. So listen to it together. So the one last thing, yeah, a peek from behind the curtain. So one last thing. So I've got the filter on the vocal, I've got the backing vocal being played on the synth rather than the backing vocal singing it. I bring the drums back in, and the organ and the piano comes in. But I don't bring the bass in. Okay, so there's two things. At this point, there's two things in this thing that happens here that just holds it back. It just holds it back, and that is the bass isn't in there yet, and the filter is still on the vocal. So when the bass comes in, at the point the bass comes back in, I take the filter off the vocal, and then we have it all. So let's listen to that outro. Okay. I'm sorry. The Indian finger bell is about the light coming on. You see? I'm sorry. Okay. Bass and the filters off the voice. I like it. I like it. I've got better things to do than talk about things on the internet that I don't like. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah, so everything's in at that point. When the filter comes off the vocal, the bass comes in, the chop and wah-wah pedal guitar's back in, the Hammond organ's back in, the grand piano's back in. It's all in. John Rabbit Bundrick, the master of keyboards, okay? You listen. He knows how to operate that Hammond B3. He knows how to operate that Hammond B3 like nobody's business, right? If you listen to what he does on this last chord, we all know you got the rotating speaker in the Leslie. He switches it off, he stops it. He switches it off, he stops it, and then it's like he knows what he's doing. This is not like just fucking about, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. He stops the wheel, and then he starts it again just before he takes his hand off the chord. That is no digital synthesizer, I'll tell you, boys and girls. That is a Hammond B3 valve. Whoa, listen to that. Now listen. He stops the wheel, and just the moment he starts it running again, he takes his hand off the cord. He's so fine. That's it. That's the song Light. That's how it was made. If you want to listen to the song in its entirety, I think it's on my Bandcamp page. Yeah, Rob, real B3. Not a little plastic digital one. The digital ones are great, don't get me wrong, but when you hear that, it's a different story altogether. Let me just tell you. What's he got on Bandcamp? Has he got Light on Bandcamp? I think I do. Okay. I'm going to try one thing, ladies and gentlemen. I've never tried this particular thing before, which is, yeah, Lee, it's beautiful, mate. I'm going to close this song file, and I'm going to reopen another song file. And I hope it doesn't, I'll always, don't save. Goodbye. Okay. Fingers crossed this works. I'm just opening a new song file, you see. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm going to take a gamble. This could screw everything up completely. Fingers crossed it doesn't. Okay. Okay. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay. Since I've changed that song file, is everything still working? You can still see me and you can still hear me. Can you see the song? Yep. You can see the new track and you can hear the new track. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, okay, great, Lee. Right, John Rabbit Bundrick, Hammond B3. My goodness gracious. I'm going to tell you once again, John Rabbit Bundrick was in The Who for 30 years, right? The Who for 30 years. 30 years in The Who. Why? Because he's fucking brilliant. And every solo album Pete Townsend did, Rabbit got the call. Rabbit played keyboards on the first Bob Marley and the Wailers album. He played keyboards on John Martin's albums. He played keyboards on the Rocky Horror Picture Show movie soundtrack. He played keyboards everywhere, everybody. The man is an astonishing talent. And the reason Rab had the career that he had, he's kind of retired now. The reason he had that career is because he comes up with ideas that nobody else can come up with. Now, I just want to find this part. Okay. Here we are. Oh, that's it. Right, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not ashamed to tell you this. This is one of the taste, right? I'm not telling you that I think that this is the greatest music ever made. I'm not telling you that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is one of the finest moments in all of the music that I've ever made. Now, if I make music that people don't like, I don't really care that much. I know some people like it and I know some people don't like it, but that's irrelevant. The point is I'm talking about how I feel about this moment in my musical history. And this is Touch Wood, and it's on Half Alive. There is a version on Half Alive, the original version. This is from a sound check in Scotland, and so we played it, and it's just the trio. But I sent the track to Rab, and he put the Hammond organ on it. Now, he plays something during this song which I would like to point out to you, which is not complicated, it's not clever, it's not smart ass, it's not virtuoso genius thing, because that's not important. What's important is the guy's mind and the guy's ears and what the guy's thinking when he's listening to me play the guitar. Let me just go over this. Let's listen to this, okay? As the trio, this is what it sounded like in the rehearsal with no organ. This is how it sounded before we sent it to Rab. Now, he puts this organ on, sounds like this, where he's kind of shifting the chords. There's kind of a shift in the chords. This is not an accident. We're talking about a guy who knows his stuff here, right? This is not an accident. And he's shifting these chords. Those chords behind the guitar I'm so proud that he played that. The bloke's a fucking genius, right? So there's another point in this track where he's, you know, he's listening. You know, there's this thing with the volume control on the guitar. Okay, so I'm kind of doing that volume thing on the guitar, okay? And Rab on the organ is doing this. It just works so well because he's paying attention and he's thinking and he's you know. Okay. Rabbit, that's him. Okay. So, just to tell you what the plan is, I was doing this series of podcasts, and I popped up online a little bit yesterday, and I wasn't having technical issues. I was fixing technical issues, so I was doing this audio podcast about 7 or 8 years ago, maybe. God, Jesus, could even be longer than that. Don't think about it. Where it was like me going through tracks that I'd produced over the years, and I thought to myself, you know, wouldn't it be great if I could do that as a stream and have it visual and break these tracks down, and you could actually see what's going on, you know. So that's what this has been. This is the beginning of that project, you know. Hang on. So, whoa, what's happened? It's a disaster. So, here we are. Right, sorry about that. In case you're wondering, Beethoven's Eroica Symphony, Deutsche Grammophon, German record company. That's the 1970s pressing, and I picked it up in a charity shop. The guy, the guy who used to own that record's dead. I'd like to bet. Stone dead, the man who owned that record. And I think that's the same dead guy who owned that record. And this guy, Herbert von Karajan, he's dead. Beethoven's dead. And the guy who bought this record's dead. I got it for £1.50. That's about $2 for used lot in the United States. And this one here was £1. Dizzy Gillespie, the Savoy Sessions with John Coltrane. Okay, there you go. Right. I hope you've enjoyed that, folks. Are you switching off the pool? I'll see you there, Lee, eventually. You know the story. I need help. Psychiatric help. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say night-night. It's only 5 o'clock, but I think I'm going to go and see if I can't find a... I'm going to see if I can't find a decent film to watch. Thanks, Nigel. I'm going to do a lot more of these if I can locate the files. I know that I can. It's always original music. I'm not doing any cover versions. It's the YouTube law is a useful one, really, because I can use cover versions, but I wouldn't get paid, you see. So I used to be a 24-year-old. Jesus, don't think about it. So okay, so I'm going to do some more of them, and I'm going to cover more tracks and things, and maybe I can go deeper into the software. I just wanted to check that I had it working, you know. So okay, I'm going to kill it. Anything else? Sunday night, live music, live guitar stream Sunday night. I'm also looking to resurrect the interviews. For those of you who are still listening or still watching, I kind of felt like I had to establish the streams to a standard and a quality that was good enough for me. Picture, audio, and the technicality of it. There are the odd glitch here and there. It's always human error. like the council switching the electricity off, or me using the laptop on battery, not with it plugged into the wall but it not switched on, so the battery went dead, and then I realized that I had plugged it in but I didn't switch the power on. You get through these errors, and then this is why air travel's so safe, because once there's an accident it never happens again, because they've worked out what went wrong. This thing isn't quite as serious as fatal air accidents. So this is a new thing. This is a new thing that I'm adding to my streams, the song surgery. And I'm also going to resurrect the interviews, because I was doing the interviews through Hangouts, and it's no good doing it through Hangouts. I've got to do it through this particular software here, which is really complicated. That's okay. Thanks very much, everybody. I'll yeah, okay. See you Sunday, if not before. Take care. Thanks. Bye.